misconception that The Sims is just a game for filthy casuals, that it's a game you can't win, that it's just for adults who want to keep playing with dolls and live out fantasies. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's completely untrue. And completely true. It's both. Bear with me. Among the most infamous features of the Sims series is finding ways to kill off your toons in creative fashions and hooking up with random animated hotties. But the hugely popular game is so much more than that. For those of you who have sunk thousands of hours into the game, you need no explanation. For those unwilling to get stuck into The Sims 4 because you don't think it's your thing, I'm telling you there's a good chance it is. The reason being that The Sims isn't the game you expect. It's a character role-playing game, a construction game, a management strategy game, or a gigantic playground, depending on what you want to play. Alrighty, so let's start with the way I play, and that's the management strategy game. This is where I argue that The Sims is actually a game you can win. The focus here is on short-term and long-term goals that come in the form of whims and aspirations. Whims are your Sims' short-term wants that you can satisfy, while aspirations are lifelong goals which can take you a good chunk of time to achieve. The important aspect being that you earn lifetime happiness points for any small or large whim that you satisfy, and you can then spend these points on rewards that optimize your sim, their home, or the play experience. I tend to end up with Sims that spend all their lives learning skills and climbing career ladders. They usually have no friends since they always have their nose in a skill book or are spending their time finding some other way to improve. The exception being if I have a Sim whose aspirations are centered around socialization or family. The strategy here is about making and managing time and money, creating a skilled Sim, and subsequently using these resources and tools to achieve strictly defined goals. There are entire online communities dedicated to taking on challenges to achieve particular goals, sometimes with a particular Sim or in a strict time frame. For them and for me, a quick game is a good game of The Sims, and there is a right way to play it. There's a common theme among some Sims players who aren't all that interested in getting stuck into the action of the game. Instead, for them, it's all about building and construction. Another misconception is that character and house building in The Sims is an enormous time sink, and while it certainly can be, as illustrated by the hour I spent in the Create a Sim demo making all of 2 Sims, it doesn't need to be. If you want to play The Sims 4 like a hardcore construction game, there is that option. You can go to town altering every little body part and deciding exactly whereabouts on the wall you want that personally colorized bay window. Every inch of your lot can be colored and furnished the way you like, with the new building features including adjusting foundation and wall height, as well as complete access to the Sims Gallery, a service crammed full of custom content from Sims to furnishings and entire homes created by other gamers. On the other hand, you can make use of the tools set to get you into the meat of the game faster, if that's more your speed. Sims can be created as quick as you like with less menus in Create a Sim, and the new build mode lets you place completely pre-made and furnished rooms without sacrificing your personal touch. Rooms can be resized and shifted to other locations, and entire houses can be replaced with new ones at the click of a button. Although if you're taking that route, you'll probably be after some kind of motherlode money cheat. Then there's the playground mode, where The Sims doesn't need to be goal-oriented or a massive time sink. This is the main playstyle EA appear to be pushing for with The Sims 4, and it's certainly the least hardcore approach, but it still has its charms. With the introduction of hugely dynamic emotions that directly impact all elements of the game, leaving your Sims to their own devices has more of an effect than ever. Emotions impact the physical state, whims, and lifestyle of not just your Sim, but every other one in the game. As a result, if you're into Sim watching or delving into the nitty-gritty of socialization, heaps of interactions are available thanks to all of the emotion-related variables. If you want to throw some strategy into the mix, a well-optimized Sim with friendly and charismatic traits who has practiced the charisma skill is far more likely to succeed in interactions than your commonplace Sim. Unfortunately, The Sims 4 doesn't have an open world like The Sims 3, which is a disappointing change, but there are still neighborhood lots to explore if you want to mess around in a sprawling playground. The Sims isn't the game that you think it is. It isn't slow or fast-paced, and it isn't casual, nor is it hardcore. It's probably one of the most flexible titles on the market, and you can play it exactly the way you want.